Hello everyone, it's Aaron from Rudy Visuals, and in today's video, well, a slightly different kind of video from me today. We're talking all about the new editing software from Skylum, Luminar Neo. And usually at this point, I'd be telling you about all its cool new features, why it's the next best thing, and I'd be plugging my affiliate link down below. But I have to admit, I actually wanted to make this video to tell you guys that maybe this time you should skip this one. Now, full transparency, I am actually a Luminar affiliate. We've made videos on this channel before about Luminar 4 and Luminar AI, and we've been pretty honest about those programs. They do have their issues, but for a certain kind of user, they do have their merits as well. Now, we don't personally daily drive them. We've been honest about that as well, but from time to time, it is fun to see what we can do rather than our usual go-tos with Adobe Lightroom and Photoshop. However, this new Luminar Neo launch, which just got announced, it's not been released yet, by the way, from what I understand, is a completely new program. It's separate from Luminar 4, separate from Luminar AI, which by the way only came out like less than a year ago, I think. And Luminar 4 is like a full-on photo editor. It's kind of an alternative, like it kind of sits between Lightroom and Photoshop to a degree. Whereas Luminar AI is a much more stripped down, it's a more simple, more template-based photo editor for someone who doesn't like to use computers, who doesn't really know too much about editing, just wants to take photos and kind of just wants to do the bare minimum when it comes to editing, which is great. I get that there's definitely a market for that. Luminar Neo, however, is now a more advanced version of Luminar AI. So it's Luminar 4, but rebranded, and then you have to pay for it again. Now, putting that to one side for a moment. So, we can see it's this creative image editor driven by AI. So like what Luminar 4 and AI basically were. So okay, it has this really cool ability to automatically remove sensor dust and any kind of spots and dirt. You can do that in Lightroom and Photoshop with a few clicks, but yeah, that's a cool feature. You can adjust the light in 3D space, so it's like relighting. So okay, you can do it in Luminar AI, but cool, it's here as well. You can also replace the background using AI. Again, that's very handy. You can pretty much do it already. But to have an editor automatically do it for you, if you don't know how to do that already, that's a good time saver. You can also clear unwanted power lines from your image. It can declutter your photos. Again, nothing that you can't do elsewhere, but it's impressive that it takes, away that busy work and does it for you automatically. And we can also see it has some kind of mobile image management too. Again, nothing new, but great. But here's where my concerns come in. Why is this not just an update for Luminar AI or for Luminar 4? Why make a completely new software that is, by the way, correct me if I'm wrong, not compatible with previous Luminar libraries? And what about your settings, your presets? Do these carry over? And keep in mind, the people who bought Luminar AI, they weren't able to carry over their catalogs from Luminar 4. So if you have edited any images in Luminar 4, you'd have to basically start from scratch and build an entirely new catalog in AI. And again, now with Neo, it's the same thing. Now, I've used Luminar 4 and Luminar AI quite a lot over the past year and 2 years. And while they do get semi-regular updates, like even on my high-end PC, I've got a 5800X, 32 gigabytes, 3200 megahertz memory. I've got an RTX 3070. I've got multiple SSDs. So, hardware-wise, at least going by the Steam stats, I'm in the 1%. And while Luminar AI runs decently, it does crash a lot and is pretty buggy even now. I gave it the benefit of the doubt when it was first released because I assumed with updates it would get better, like with most programs. And while the updates did add new features that were pretty cool, they didn't really fix the underlying issues with performance and stability. That's why you haven't really seen me make any new videos about them. Okay, pulling that to one side, the price to pre-order Luminar Neo is £40 here in the UK. So it's not like a huge sum of money to spend, but sometimes you have to just call a spade and say it how it is. This could have been an update for Luminar AI from what I can see. I mean, I'm not an engineer, I'm not a software engineer, I don't know what's going on underneath the hood or that kind of stuff, but from what I can see, this could have been an update for Luminar AI. Please correct me if I'm wrong if you are a software engineer or you do coding or whatever it is that goes on under the hood. And I want to give Skylum the benefit of the doubt because, I generally do see innovation, I see forward thinking. I think Luminar 4 and AI have some really good merits. They have some really cool features, and for the right kind of people, they're great bits of software. And the reason I became an affiliate and was happy to promote them despite their issues is because they do have some genuinely cool features. But this business model of like rebranding and releasing a new program and then kind of just abandoning the last one, it feels like kind of a slap in the face to people who bought the last one. And I hate to use this word, but it does feel almost exploitative, especially considering the kinds of people who would probably go on and buy this. Please do comment below if I'm wrong, if maybe I've misread and misinterpreted what Luminar Neo is supposed to be. I do get that Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Lightroom are two different things. You know, I'd like to know what your thoughts are on this, but to me, this release, it just seems like really random. Like the roadmap just seems really confusing to me, going from Lightroom 4 to AI to now Neo, and they're all separate, different products. I got Luminar 4 and Luminar AI were two separate things, but then now to put Neo back in again, which just seems like it's Luminar 4 again. I don't know. I will check out the beta to be sure, and I'll share my thoughts on that. And you know, as an affiliate, I am supposed to be dropping links down for you in the description below to pre-purchase already. And honestly, I don't even have access to the beta yet, so I won't be able to try it out. They are going to give it to me at some point, but at this point they have told me to already start promoting the early bird access so that you can go out and pre-order it, but I don't feel comfortable doing that. I can't in good conscience do that without at least trying it out for myself. I mean, slightly off topic, I'm a huge Far Cry fan, and Far Cry 6 is coming out in a month's time. I've seen videos, I've seen trailers, but I've not played it myself. I'm not gonna go and pre-order it until I know it's good. So I'm not gonna include the affiliate link below until I've had a chance to try it myself, like I did with 4 and AI. But I will link to the official website, and I guess you can make up your own minds and decide for yourself. I'm more than happy to admit that I'm wrong if Luminar Neo comes out and it's amazing, and at that point I will make another video. I'll release a full-on showcase of the beta if I'm allowed to, and I'll explain to you, you know, what it actually is. But from what I can tell, it just seems like it's Luminar AI with just a few extra features. And if anyone at Luminar is watching this, I want to stress that this isn't like an attack on the software. You know, how can it be, because I've not even tried it yet? But I guess it's just a concern from, you know, someone who likes Luminar products, who uses Luminar products from time to time. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna end the video here. So thanks for watching. Give it a like, subs, all that good stuff, socials. Yeah, sorry for this kind of like mini rant. I just thought I wanted to share this with you guys. And we'll be back to normal in the next video soon. All right, thanks. Peace.